Welcome back to the channel. You're not seeing things. I am uploading and it isn't Friday. After watching last Friday's video, the camera I was using was so bad you couldn't even read the words on the books. So I'm reshooting Friday's video about the rumors were true. So here we have the original 1970 Plain Truth About Christmas that Mr. Armstrong wrote. Here we have the 1986 reprint where the Worldwide Church of God added 3 chapters to it and edited this and made this book their first chapter. Well, I should say the butchered version of this. And this is the Philadelphia Church of God's own booklet about Christmas. It's a good booklet, but for once we're not comparing Philadelphia Church of God works to Mr. Armstrong. We're comparing Mr. Armstrong's own Worldwide Church of God to the original thing he wrote. So if you watched last Friday's video, you probably know what this is about. But now you'll be able to actually see the wording when I read it. Alright, so the first major edit from the original 1970 Plain Truth About Christmas is this portion. The real origin of Christmas. And again, in this whole section that I will read, Mr. Armstrong draws attention to its Nimrod and Semiramis. But this booklet completely hides Nimrod, Semiramis, and claims it went back to ancient Egypt. And it distorts it, it rechanges the order. So notice this. Oh man, that's so clear. Oh, I bet your eyes are thankful for this. The real origin of Christmas. But if we got Christmas from the Roman Catholics and they got it from paganism, where did the pagans get it? Where, when, what was its original origin? Jesus, help me to read. It was a chief custom of the corrupt system denounced all through Bible prophecies and teachings under the name of Babylon. It started and originated in the original Babylon of ancient Nimrod. Yes, and this is the key part, yes, it stems from roots whose beginning was shortly this side of the flood. Then it goes on to Nimrod as the grandson, and this whole section, Nimrod, Semiramis, he married his own mother. This is all cut. And then through her scheming, Semiramis did all that. And again, all this whole section is butchered out of this book. Notice now. It's the section, The Real Origin of Christmas. Here we go. The real origin of Christmas. But if we got Christmas from the Roman Catholics and they got it from paganism, where did the pagans get it? Where, when, and what was its real origin? It originated in ancient Egypt in the days of Osiris and Queen Isis and their son Horus, about 3000 BC. Then again, you see the edits. Yes, it stems from roots whose beginning was long before the flood. Okay, so was it, after the flood, like the original said? Yes, it stems from roots whose beginning is shortly this side of the flood, as Nimrod, or not Nimrod, but as Mr. Armstrong wrote. But this claims it was after the flood. And again, let me show you the front of it. See, here we have, bless God, you can actually read that. Chapter 1 is the Plain Truth About Christmas. Again, that's the book that Mr. Armstrong wrote in the 70s. Chapter 2, I've read these other chapters and they're all right, but they remind me a lot of this Philadelphia book. They're just kind of watered down versions of what Mr. Armstrong wrote. But notice in this first part here, it says Chapter 1, original text by Herbert W. Armstrong, 1892 to 1986. So I've noticed when a Worldwide Church of God says the original text by Herbert Armstrong, they edited it and they took stuff out. Alright, so they pulled the connection between Nimrod and Semiramis, and the other big edit that they pulled out of the original was the Christmas tree. What the Bible says about the Christmas tree. But if the Bible is silent about telling us to observe Christmas, or record any such observance by the apostles or early true church, it does have something to say about the Christmas tree. This will come as a surprise to many, but here it is. Jeremiah 10, 2 through 6. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, for the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. There is a perfect description of the Christmas tree termed by the Eternal as the way of the heathen, the custom of the people. We are commanded not to learn that way or follow it. It is also viewed in this passage as idolatry. The 5th verse shows that these trees cannot speak, cannot walk, must be carried. Be not afraid of them, for they, the trees, cannot do evil, neither it also is it in them to do good. They are not gods to be feared. Some people misread this to make it say there is no harm in having a Christmas tree, but that is not what it says. And again, it's completely butchered out of this one. Because again, look at this. We got the section, yes, even Santa Claus, and then it goes on to explain how Santa Claus was a corrupt Roman bishop, and then it goes to isn't exchanging gifts scriptural. Again, the 1986 reprint. But the original, notice, we have, yes, even Santa Claus. Then it goes down, again, explaining how he's a corrupt bishop of Rome. And then we have what the Bible says about the Christmas tree. And that's the section I just read you. And then after the section of the Christmas tree is isn't exchanging gifts scriptural. So again, this whole hunk about what the Bible says about the Christmas tree was pulled right out of this edition. And another section that was left off was the final section of the Plain Truth About Christmas, original, that we're in Babylon and haven't known it. Alright, so let's show you the end of chapter 1 of this booklet. Here we go. Let's read the final sentence. And then what a blessing to be able to see these words, huh? No, you don't need glasses. It was just a terrible camera I used in the last video. We shall be judged for eternity by these words. They should not be taken lightly or ignored. And then you notice that's the end of chapter 1. But that ain't how Mr. Armstrong finished it, because notice there's this section, but this is the last part of the reprint. And we shall be judged for eternity by these words. They should not be taken lightly or ignored. And again, look at all that they just cut out. So again, I'll read it. We're in Babylon and haven't known it. Christmas has become a commercial season. It's sponsored, kept alive by the heaviest retail advertising campaigns of the year. You see a masqueraded Santa Claus in many stores. Ads keep us deluded and deceived about the, quote, beautiful Christmas spirit, unquote. The newspapers who sell the ads print flowery editorials exalting and egoizing the pagan season and its spirit. A gullible people has become so inoculated many take offense when told the plain truth. But the Christmas spirit is created each year not to honor Christ but to sell merchandise. Like all Satan's delusions, it appears as an angel of light. It is made to appear good. Billions of dollars are spent in this merchandising spree every year, while the cause of Christ must suffer. It's part of the economic system of Babylon. We have professed to be Christian nations, but we're in Babylon as Bible prophecy foretold, and we haven't or don't know it. Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partaker of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Now soon to fall is the warning of Revelation 18:4. This year, instead of gift giving, why not put that money into God's work? And that's the conclusion of the original Plain Truth About Christmas. So there's links in the description for the original PDF, so you can read the original, print it out if you'd like I did, because most of these books are hard to find. They're all out of print. And then the reprints, as I've been explaining in these hands-on videos, are edited. And it makes me mad. That's why I make these videos. And thankfully I got my hands on a better camera for these hands-on videos, so now they're even more enjoyable. Also, I have another booklet from the Worldwide Church of God that has this crap in the beginning, the original text by Herbert Armstrong. It's the booklet, Why Were You Born? So the next hands-on video, I plan on explaining how they changed that from the original. Because again, the original of that, I printed out the PDF, and I thought I was ordering the original, but come to find out it wasn't. So thank you for watching, and like and subscribe, and be sure to stay tuned for more truth from the Bible from Brave Warrior Productions.